Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right.
Joe Rogan just gave his full thoughts on the Canelo versus Crawford showdown. And let's be real when Rogan speaks. Fight fans listen. The legendary UFC commentator and podcaster didn't hold back. He dove deep into Crawford's elite skill set, his unpredictable style, and how he might just be the man to beat the pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez. But it's not just praise, there's real concern about whether Bud's size will be enough to deal with Canelo's power. From Brian Simpson's bold comments to Canelo's own view on the matchup, today we're breaking down 10 massive insights, quote by quote, that reveal the truth about this historic fight. So, if you're new here, welcome to Boxer Hub, your #1 home for elite boxing analysis. Smash that like button, subscribe for more fight breakdowns, and let's get right into it.
Now, Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
Joe Rogan starts the conversation with a question every fight fan has asked. Is Crawford big enough to handle Canelo's power? That's not just a size concern, it's a physics problem. Canelo isn't just any fighter, he's a powerhouse. Compact, explosive, and methodical. But the way Joe phrases it also reveals something deeper. He wants Crawford to succeed. He's rooting for the skills to overcome the size. This moment underscores a universal truth in boxing: the bigger man isn't always the better one. But when you're facing someone with Canelo's knockout power, you better be ready to absorb punishment or avoid it altogether. Rogan's concern is real, but so is the respect. He's not doubting Bud's talent. He's wondering if that talent can withstand the storm.
I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport.
Brian Simpson cuts straight to the point. Crawford is the real deal. He's not selling wolf tickets. When Bud speaks, it's not bravado, it's conviction. That's rare in combat sports. There's something powerful about a fighter who doesn't have to exaggerate to sound dangerous. Simpson's comment reinforces what so many insiders know. Crawford is as authentic as it gets. No theatrics, no fluff, just skill, work ethic, and execution. In a sport where confidence is often mistaken for arrogance, Bud walks the line perfectly. His words match his performances. And Simpson's comment proves that even non-boxing figures feel it. When Bud says he can beat Canelo, he means it, and that should scare everybody.
Fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox. He'll switch it up. You know,
super accurate.
Oh,
like,
just knows so much about boxing, about where to be and what's coming.
Now here's where Joe Rogan really turns up the heat. He calls Crawford the best switch hitter in boxing. That's not an opinion. That's a fact backed by years of tape. Bud can go from orthodox to southpaw mid-round, mid-combo, and not lose an ounce of rhythm. That makes him a nightmare for opponents who rely on predictable rhythm and angles. And against someone like Canelo, who loves timing and traps, unpredictability is the antidote. Crawford's ability to change stances doesn't just confuse it, controls the pace. Rogan, recognizing that skill, puts it into perspective for casual fans. We're not just talking about a talented boxer. We're talking about a once-in-a-generation strategist.
He's a strategist that's also entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Joe continues and dives deeper. Crawford's timing, accuracy, and spatial awareness are elite. He's not just switching stances for flair, he's doing it because he knows exactly where you're going to be and how to make you pay for it. Joe highlights that Bud times his opponents like a sniper. He sets traps, adjusts his rhythm, and controls the ring like he's seen the fight before it happens. And when a fighter has that level of anticipation and ring IQ, size becomes less relevant. That's what makes this breakdown so valuable. Rogan sees what hardcore boxing fans see. Canelo might hit hard, but Crawford's ability to move, counter, and control the tempo might neutralize that power altogether.
He's a strategist that's also entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brian Simpson returns with a gem. Crawford isn't just a fighter, he's an artist. And that's true. He paints masterpieces in the ring with every round. His adjustments, the way he reads his opponents, how he breaks them down mentally before physically, that's fight IQ on display. Artists don't rely on brute force. They use skill, vision, and creativity. That's what makes Crawford so special. He never fights the same fight twice. Every opponent gets a different Bud. So when he faces Canelo, he's not walking into the lion's den blind. He's walking in with a brush and canvas ready to paint his legacy in red, white, and green.
When you look at the elite of the elite boxers, to a man, to every one of them. They're disciplined.
Yeah.
And they stay focused. I'm so excited to see this fight with Canelo Alvarez because I think the Saudi Arabians have so much money. They're throwing so much money at boxing. And the guy who's the head of boxing over there wants to make that fight happen. I think Terence Crawford, forget about the 3 weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think
Joe Rogan doesn't just admire Crawford's game, he outright says it. I think Crawford can beat Canelo, and when someone like Joe says that, it turns heads. Joe points to discipline, focus, and the rising interest from Saudi Arabia as reasons this fight is happening. But more importantly, he believes Crawford's skill transcends divisions. Rogan isn't concerned about weight classes. He's watching styles, mindset, and sharpness. And in all those categories, Bud ranks among the best. This is a powerful endorsement, not just because of who Joe is, but because he's known for spotting greatness before the world does.
I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm bored, so I'm taking my time on my ride.
We catch a fun moment of Canelo popping wheelies, and while it might seem irrelevant, it's not. It shows a relaxed man, a fighter who feels comfortable under pressure, but that's a double-edged sword. Sometimes comfort becomes complacency. In contrast, Bud is deep in the trenches, honing every detail. That difference in energy casual versus calculated might tell us more than we think. Canelo is used to the spotlight, but this fight, it's different. Crawford isn't coming to participate. He's coming to dismantle legacies. And that means Canelo better be training harder than he's ever trained before.
Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right...
Canelo finally speaks, and the confidence is sky high. He calls Crawford a great fighter, but also calls the fight easy. That might be a mind game, or it might be a miscalculation, because when you call one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world an easy win, you're either too relaxed or you're baiting him into overconfidence. Either way, this quote reveals a lot about Canelo's current state of mind. He believes size wins fights. But what he's overlooking is that Crawford has beaten bigger men before, and this time, he's bringing the sharpest version of himself.
I mean, because, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So, if the money is right, right.
Canelo also says he's not worried because Crawford doesn't move like he used to. Now that's interesting. If true, it could give Canelo an edge. But if false and Bud shows up with the same footwork that baffled Errol Spence, it could be a massive tactical misread. Fighters often rely on recent film, but Crawford evolves constantly. What Canelo saw last time might not be what shows up in the ring. If Crawford uses movement angles and switch hitting like he's done in the past, Canelo could find himself swinging at air. The final moment is all about Crawford's camp. He's working on speed, footwork, combinations, everything he'll need to face a bigger man. And it's not just about repetition, it's about precision. Every jab, every pivot, every shift and stance is deliberate and dangerous. Crawford knows what he's up against, but more importantly, he knows who he is. That confidence isn't loud, but it's unshakable. And with Joe Rogan and Brian Simpson both acknowledging his brilliance, there's no doubt Bud is coming. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez isn't just a mega fight, it's a masterclass waiting to happen. And after hearing Joe Rogan break it down, one thing is clear. Crawford isn't just talk. He's timing, talent, and tactical terror. He's a guy who can switch styles mid-fight, who breaks rhythm and bends narratives. And if Canelo thinks it's easy money, he might be in for a rude awakening.
Canelo has power, no doubt, but Bud has the tools, and with that kind of skill set, even a pound-for-pound king can fall. This is Boxy Hub, your go-to for the real boxing breakdowns. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because we're covering every jab, every slip, and every storyline leading up to fight night. Who do you think wins, Crawford or Canelo? Drop your take below. We're watching.